Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We have game number 3 now. Here, this best of 3. The winner of this advancing on to the grand finals again, where currently the final tribe is awaiting to play that best of 5, which will be later on today. We got the GESC Indonesian European Qualifiers, Double Dimension versus Penta Sports here. Again, Penta coming off their victory in game 2. Double Dimension, of course, winning the first game. Anyone's game, really. Breaking CBK, joined by Trent once again. And, well, Trent, as always, a draft beginning, and we got a clockwork to start.
5 games in 1 series. Wow. That sounds exciting. I think I'll watch that. That sounds good.
I'll stick around for that, yeah.
Yeah, you think so? Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll check it out together, see how it goes. Hey, the Wolfman, finally. He's been just chilling all day, right? I don't think he's been banned that I can recall. He's just been kind of there. So Omni is gone. The Naga has remained banned today. The Razor is gone this time as well as the bounties. So this will not be the DNZ clockwork, as it's for Double Dimension this time, and we'll have to wait on what DNZ's hero will be. Now we just find out if DD want to grab the Rubik or something else. They take that SF. Wow, never seen this combo before.
Yeah, very unique stuff from Double Dimension. Again, we've talked about this with the nerf to Shadow Fiend. It essentially nerfed the clockwork synergy, really, at the most, but it's still strong. 12 souls, pretty good still.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, they just work well together anyway. You can create some space during team fights with the cogs. It can help for just like, because you have reach as Shadowfiend. You could raise over them, you can raise into them, you could be like inside the cogs and ulting. You can do all kinds of fun stuff as SF Clockwork. So that's Weehaw Quap you're talking about, man. I don't think we're going to get to see it. Not letting it happen.
And again, I get that. It was quite the stomp of a game. He also, the first game he actually played Razor in that where he got the rampage of the first game. So not going to see either one of those heroes, in fact.
Radiant team
both are banned. There's the Chen ban. See, I was wondering about that. Although I know it wasn't a losing effort last game, I mean, still, that early impact of Chen, clearly very effective from J4, so...
Yeah, I would still ban it. Even with the Witch Doctor. Like, they were prepared for the Chen first phase with the Witch Doctor. It's like, okay, at least we'll have one counter. But just banning it out, I fully agree with.
5 seconds
No, thank you. And that kind of just opens up in terms of what they want to do with their life. They don't have to worry about that crazy early pressure, really. Clockwork's pretty good against the mid lane, so they might be considering banning like a Puck or something. Yeah. But they take care of the Brewmaster instead. Interesting. Position 4 heroes up against SF and Clock. You could just pick the Rubik still. I think that's very good for Penta. But it's not really one of DNZ's like biggest heroes. I definitely picture him more on like Spirit Breaker, the Tusk, as well as like the Shaker.
5 seconds remaining.
But Shaker into Clockwork is not a very good time.
Shaker's not a hero we see right now either, speaking of him.
No, he's like the only guy I still see picking it. But he's really good at it, and they play it really well, and they give him the space for the Blink Dagger, and it generally goes well for Penta. It's also a Game 3 classic, I find, for them. So, I don't know. We'll see if they go back for it. I'm into it.
Radiant team pick.
I take the Tusk. How bland.
Tusker. Yeah, bland, but effective.
Definitely.
Damn it, they're
very
trying
good
to
against
win.
Clock. Oh, is that what they're doing? Couldn't tell game 1. Could tell game 2.
Team pick.
It was much more evident that time.
That's the first 3 minutes. I don't know, but yeah, no, it's overall very good performance from Penta.
Imagine if you were a Rubik player now, though. Like, come on.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Could have been Rubik against Clock Tide.
Mid Rubik still an option. You were talking about this, man.
Dude, now we're in. Yeah, if anyone was gonna do it first, I could 100% see it being Weehaw. Yeah. But I don't know if he'd want to go up against the... I don't know, maybe. Come on. Get this... what is it? Phase Drums Yules was the 16 hours or so of Arteezy streaming over 2 days Rubik mid.
Jesus.
You have to give credit where credit was due. He was also destroying the Mango. I was impressed. He's like, because it was a bonus hero, but he's like, no.
I don't need this cheat, yeah. He wanted to see the true potential of the hero.
Exactly.
Could you imagine if bonus heroes were a thing with the competitive scene?
Our days would be way more interesting.
Well, that would be a fascinating idea to me. It's like, what's the bonus here? You know, just thinking about that. You know, you got like Techies as a mango. Do we actually pick him here? Well, he's a bad example. He's not available, but
there were some issues with that too because when we had to make all pick lobbies at first, that everyone would just get their mango. I don't know if you still get it. But like, because you know how sometimes you have to remake, right? 'Cause something happens and you remake all pick, but then some people would have a mango because their hero was the hero of the day. And you have to have them destroy it.
Yeah. Well, probably not going to happen, but fascinating idea nonetheless. Hey, Moonduck, another tournament idea for you. Free mango.
Yes, exactly.
Who knows?
Well, how about itemless Dota? I think that's our next big idea, but we'll see. Yeah, how boring would that be? No TPs either. Yeah. So we're thinking about Tidehunter lane matchups. We don't want to reveal our mid hero yet. We'll take the Beastmaster. So, instant again, man. They love that instant pick. Wyvern. Oh my God. They were like, all right, let's pick Wyvern. That's really good against Lycan. They picked the Beastmaster. Click, 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 click. Yes, I get to play Wyvern against Beastmaster Lycan.
Click fast enough. Yeah, that curse is going to be very good this game.
10 seconds
pretty much a free kill on many heroes as long as they're nearby. Yeah, the Splinter Blast course great. Yeah, it's understandable.
They banned TB. I thought they were going to ban PL. I feel like PL looks pretty good to me here. Up against the Tusk, you can get rid of the shards. Single target focus from a Beastmaster can be very irritating for him to try and roar you. They just kind of need someone who can like dance around the fight. You can jump over your own cogs. They banned the OD. Give me a PL for the win.
I'll take
raw.
PL for game 3 win?
Yep, I think so. And what do they pick in response? The Oliver hero.
Gyro Ags.
The Gyro Ags were in there.
Remaining.
Hurricane Pike hero certainly wouldn't hurt because they don't have one right now. They actually go Ditya Tiny instead, eh?
We see Tiny.
So what are the advantages of Tiny over PL? Status resistance against the Beastmaster kind of works the same way illusions do in the sense that like the ulti is just going to be less effective from the Beastmaster.
More upfront burst, earlier impact, you could argue. So
maybe takes away some of the attention from the Shadow Fiend. Also has combo potential with the Tiny or the Tide and the Wyvern, and it'll be Penta who go for the Tinker last for Weehaw. Okay, thought maybe it was gonna be a Weehaw Lycan, but this works as well.
The Weehaw Tinker. The crowd goes wild. So we're going to see him play Tinker this game. Lasers, as usual, going to be pretty good. Does this scream to you a really good Tinker game?
I definitely, yes. I am. I'm really liking it actually. Like you have Lycan and Beastmaster who are gonna create summons for you to Boots of Travel onto. You're gonna have the wolves. You're gonna have the random summon. I mean, Beastmaster doesn't get them that early these days unless he goes for like Helm because no one wants to skill up Call of the Wild because it's so garbage.
No.
But still very good throughout the whole game. And are they gonna be able to rush down the game? Like he's against a Clockwork, sure. That kind of sucks. But at the same time, you know, Clock can't just like solo kill him. You can build a Force Staff, and it still works out relatively okay. So I'm gonna have to say I'm feeling the Penta lineup here. I really like Lycan. I think the hero is still exceptionally strong. And if you're 10th picking a Tinker, then again, they also 10th pick that Meepo you were telling me, and that did not go very well.
Yeah.
So perhaps they don't have the best read on some of these heroes, or you could say they're willing to take risks on heroes that when they might not be at their best moment. Like, up against a Clockwork, you still pick Tinker. Just maybe call it confidence, call it cockiness, whatever. It perhaps could bite them in the ass, the metal ass.
Yeah, heyo. I will say the Meepo. It was a very how my reaction to it was like I don't even care, even though that this is a pretty good team against Meepo. We get to see a Weehaw Meepo, which was again kind of cool. But yeah, there's a reason why that hero is not picked up often, and against a lot of these lineups. They're strong against him. So I wouldn't say this is as dramatic as it was in yesterday's Meepo performance, but you are right that the Clockwork is up good, very good against him. So potential is there, though.
How about DNZ's game this time? Last time his Tusk game to start felt awful. Definitely recovered for sure, but his early game now up against Tiny doesn't feel too good. Up against SF feels very good. Up against Tide, kind of okay in the earlier levels. So he certainly has options
for some kills. Not quite as desperate as last game in the first 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, but then
what about
last game? All of a sudden he's level 15, up there with the best of them. So
I like how Milan is just denying random cogs for his own stats. Very important as the Clockwork player, you know. It's just like, which ones are you guys hitting? Okay, I'm just gonna smack the other ones so my stats look good. Oh,
those
gonna get 3.
There you go. There you go. He's good. Gonna get 12. Again, Excalibur, the series, it's been a little bit of a struggle. To be fair, the first game, Shadow Fiend, even in the winning effort, and he fell behind early on. Puck last game wasn't really the greatest, so he's getting a second chance on Shadow Fiend here to shine. And
yeah, I don't know what was going on in that Puck game. It felt like there was, like, SF's a hero you can play with no real coordination with your teammates. You fire him like across the map, and you just get huge, and then you just show up to fights and win Dota. But Puck, in order to be effective in that mid game, you can't just like split the map and farm a lot, which he was doing really well. But I think you should be forcing kills out when Dream Coil's off cooldown, and that was a real problem. Is like he missed a couple coils, or he had to use a coil where it was just like for him to escape and survive. He wasn't actually putting any pressure on the enemy team. He was just farming up himself. With you know, as a Puck, that's probably not what you like. That's not your dream. You know, you want to be applying pressure. You want to be getting kills. You want to be hurting your enemy, not just boosting yourself up.
Oh, landing phase coming about here. Tiny setting up to be bottom. He pokes at the rune and realizes they're covering it pretty well. So Tiny will instead go right to the lane, start blocking. As J4 does make his way down here as well, playing the Wyvern this time around. Again, played the Chen the first 2 games.
Should be interesting to watch Boogie up top versus the Tidehunter, because this is one of those lanes where it used to be the Tide would be considered like super favored and everything, but if you just like max axes and the inner beast, Boogie could put a lot of hurt onto this Tidehunter, I would think. I'll be intrigued to see. It'll all depend on his like mana pool and like getting up to the Soul Ring and everything, and how many axes you can spam.
A little bit of a miscue on the block right there. Unfortunately, one melee creep still got through with a cog block, and so it's not as effective of a pullback in the lane as they were hoping for. But Mag will get into it. Starts the anchor smash spam. Bottom lane. Cask is not going to bounce back to Tiny, but taking some good damage there still. So ends up being the 2 versus 2. We got the Lycan Witch Doctor versus the Wyvern Tiny. Bottom.
Yeah, pretty unlikely for the Dire to get a kill down bottom. Seems that it would be easier for the Radiant too, just with like once they actually have Ava and Toss going. Mid lane's probably where the first blood will occur. Oh, they take the Howl.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I guess because he's up against the tree, so that makes sense.
Actually,
this used to be like the every single game build.
Yeah.
Right? But Howl's starting to come back a bit more after the Wolves have been dominating for a while.
I've been noticing that the value Howl has been a thing. Excalibur, he's going to be able to sneak out there. Okay.
Because for a while, everyone was like not even getting the value Howl, and you're like, really? Like not even a value point?
Exactly.
But now, yeah, we tend to see more of like this, like maybe 1-1-3 or something. But in this lane, I mean, it's a Wyvern and a Tiny. I wouldn't take Wolves either, so certainly sensible.
Yeah, and especially when that 4-minute mark hits, again, even doubling the value. So it's good to have. 2-minute bounty rune, which Doctor and Tusk going to run up here to make sure to take it away. As Arman, he is a little bit low, actually. Ditya trying to finish it, but the shards will block him out. Meanwhile, middle lane, Weehaw goes down. Not too far up. So obviously watching that bottom action, but they saw that the support was missing, if anything, and they take advantage.
Yeah. Wow, I'm surprised he got caught like way up. Maybe he just like walked forward trying to get a kill or something before dying. I'm guessing that must have been what it was. He was probably like pincered him from behind or something from Milan. And it's going to be Tiny who gets our first Soul Ring.
Okay. Going to be delivered to
pressure
him right
item. An irritating item to lane against.
Yeah.
You can never judge what someone's doing. And Boogie. Oh, okay, so Boogie's strat is going to be get a bottle, push the wave, and try and control both these bounty runes. But if they spot this with Milan and like they can take that away from him, his life is going to be awful. So it'll be interesting to see if Boogie actually gets up into that.
All right, now.
Apparently the lane is fairly even.
I was going to say, Boogie is doing very well when it comes to CS, but Clockwork showing, he's playing a little more scared now. But the same side, or the other side of it even, Tidehunter is doing fantastic as well. So really back and forth there. Milan making his way back to the middle lane. How is this middle going with CS? 13 and 18, of course, those Cognize early, so 13 and 6 early. Versus a 12 and 5 Tinker. Pretty even.
Backside, RMN's coming in too, but they don't get the share block. That might have been a kill because they had like double cast going or something, but
yeah,
can't quite get it.
Not enough. Bottom lane, Oliver, the Hal heal helps to keep him alive. Despite the tree being thrown at him, but Oliver stays alive. Is going to have a creep wave at his tower, but Dangerous just running in with an avalanche. Almost like he thought about going in there, but Feral Impulse level 2, so he's regenerating quite a bit.
Oh, when he's level 4, though, it's really close to a kill. Oh, this Rust so close.
Tally ho!
It should be like 460 burst damage-ish. Snowball.
Oh.
But J4. See ya. Man, what a great Wyvern game. So many good reasons to pick this hero.
True. Flying over the shards right there. Armin. Heal barely enough to keep him alive. The tree throw will finish the job, though. Splinter Blast is also coming out just in case. And he's going to juke around DNZ. Who has that haste rune wearing off now. In fact, Milan's now down here, so Ditya tosses him in. Poor man's Blink Dagger. There's the battery assault. He's going to
have the mango still. Soaring in a minute.
Going for the shard turn. The cask bounce on both heals back and forth. The Hal heal. Coming in, though. Avalanche used for Ditya trying to survive. Not going to be enough, though. Final auto attack from our man. Takes him out. Very back and forth there. A little bit too greedy running after, though. And again, you once again hear the Hal, and it was nighttime, so doubling the impact. The heal and damage in return.
Oh, and Boogie does get his bottle, and he's going to get this rune at the very least. So, nice that Tide left that. So, his plan should be pretty complete. Oh, Tide is has the arcane boots, though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He's got arcane boots, and that's what I was going to ask you next. I mean, the Tidaner is free farming up here, and obviously that's very good, but how does that translate now with the Tidaner free farm? Is that going to be very effective?
Tide, probably the best offlaner to give early farm to. Like, this hero is just so different from like a sacrificed offlane to a like sick matchup, and he can do both. But when Tidehunter is in the top 3 net worth of a game, he's like a whole different hero. He's so strong. Like, you're not just like this guy who's there as the threat of Ravage. You're like the threat of Anchor Smash. You're like walking at people and gushing them. So if he can get Arcanes on the Soul Ring early on, he's going to be farming camps and waves so quickly.
We'll see what he decides to go for after that. But Soul
yeah,
Ring.
what is he going to get in this game?
I was thinking like a Solar Crest. Potentially be decent, as usual.
Yeah, the Hood is also, like, Hood into Pipe this game is pretty damn good.
Oh, true.
Just for the Tinker, honestly.
Yeah.
But there's not that much magical damage after that.
Tinker middle lane. Milan pushing him back. The Splinter Blast hits. And the battery is still to finish the job. Milan may die, but he did his job. Helps to get another kill.
How has he gotten these kills on Tinker? I don't even understand.
He flanked
just
him,
by
man.
himself. There's like 3 heroes. Really good maneuvers.
Weehaw was not ready for that, so yeah, good flank, good positioning from the Clockwork. Back there, bottom lane. Tiny's just running in.
Looks like they're going to try and get a Ravage kill top. Perhaps.
Get on Boogie.
Yeah, I mean, they brought up the Wyvern, they brought up the Clockwork. They may not even need the Ravage, but they're certainly setting up, trying to entice a death. And Milan's ready to just like walk through these trees. Hello.
Boogie, I mean, he did a good job of just sitting next to the tower, though. You know, he's being very patient, but now, yeah, can he stop this really? He's going to throw out the Axis. J4 has to look at his own life. The Primal Roar gets the turn kill. They have to commit a Ravage for this now, but he's out of range of an Anchor Smash. The Creepway blocking, and Boogie is still alive. If he gets more turn kills, that'd be amazing. Mag actually got low right there.
He's got the Qualifier blade to cut through.
You're right. 2 more seconds, has another one. No support this whole time. Witch Doctor's running up here. The Axis takeout Mag. Is it going to get a 1 for 3 turn? What a play by Boogie. 1 for 3. No, 0 for 3. What am I saying? He survives. 1 versus 3.
He played that perfectly. Could not have played it better in any way possible. Spots the Wyvern low, gives the roar on that. That pushed the 2 targets off to the side near the tower, retreats in, and then just starts stacking that axe damage. And it adds up fast when it's maxed out like that. You saw that last axe come back on Tide, and you're like, oh, Tide's gonna live, right? And then that damage just cuts right through the Kraken shell.
Dire's middle tower
It's absolute butter. And oh my god, what a play for me. That's so huge as an offlaner. We can get a triple kill like that, man. Oh, bottom lane, that looks like a wolf.
Yeah, Ditya, he's actually almost got the turn kill out of DNC. He snowballs up at the last second. Cask is going to stall more of the supports coming in, including Shadow Fiend actually, with a haste rune. The
Thought this hero had no armor, guys. How is he surviving against a Wolfman? Probably because he has like 1,500 HP.
It's quite a bit. Clockwork, just gonna cogs block them. That was a stack taken out by Shadow Fiend, by the way. So
middle tower is under
does
attack.
make efficient use of his time and still in the area, but I don't know if the Dire Signs is gonna oblige to making something happen, or maybe Tusk, nice shards. No. They're wasting a bit of time here. It feels like Shadow Fiend's still here. They want to get some kills out of this, but they got to be careful as more numbers are showing up.
Yeah. I mean, they know that the Lycan doesn't have ulti, so I would want to fight here too, but it is taking a long time.
And they're so deep. And now here comes the Beastmaster. Oh no, that cask bounce is doing work. Raw hits the Avalanche. Out comes the Primal Roar though, so Shadow Fiend. Oh boy, awkward.
Oh no.
Wyvern
I mean, that makes sense though, because he's in a really weird spot. Like J4, you would think he would have thrown out like 2 Ice or Splinter Blasts by now, because they are super clumped.
He does not have Cold Embrace, so even that's obviously he's not saving the Shadow Fiend here. But I go back to, I mean, Double Dimension, you're right, they didn't have a shapeshift, but they're diving a tier 2 tower and 9 minutes into a game. That doesn't seem like the best strat.
Yeah.
Almost similar to last game when you think about it. Remember when they had that big lead and they kind of pushed in bottom lane and they dove pretty deep for the Omni Knight in that case, and sure they got him, but it kind of backfired in the long run, and then that's what really turned the game in favor of Penta. So it seems like, you know, this is obviously a very back-and-forth game right now, but this is going to backfire. They're at least going to lose Shadow Fiend, and probably Clockwork. And then that should...
Did they even... Oh, okay, yeah, they did. All right.
This Beastmaster, though, top lane, he hit level 9 as well, by the way, because of that, too.
Yeah, it's actually absurd. He's almost level 10 at this point. Yeah, oh my god, dude, look at his inventory. Boogie. He has 3,200 gold.
Is he gonna right click a Necronomicon or something? I mean, yeah, he's not going the Helm of the Dominator.
I wonder if he might go... Could he go Shadow Blade and just destroy this game? I remember Mind Control did that in a game I was watching once, because he was up against a Winter Wyvern. And so he didn't want to go Necro, and so he just bought a super early Shadow Blade, and it was like the funniest shit ever, because it was also a good Silver Edge game, and it's kind of okay here up against the Tide Hunter. I don't know. I guess you could argue up against SF too, but like, is Blink that good? Blink's not amazing. You could also build like an aura item too. He's a lot of options. I don't think you go Necro.
No.
Or maybe you just double down on the Necro, because like they only have one Winter's Curse, right?
Yeah.
So like,
True.
if they curse one set of the Necro, you just have the other set from the Beastmaster.
That's a way to look at it. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I overlooked the idea of the Wyvern on the other side, but yeah, he's not giving us information yet. You see, Weehaw's ready to go. He's like, yeah, please go. Weehaw's a little low, but he's fine.
I think Boogie is like, you know, I don't need items. Like, this is what we were discussing. The next Moonduck mode, Boogie is just demoing it right here. Because he's owning. He's 4-0-1, got a triple kill, no items. Some boots, a wand. I mean, come on.
Dire's structures
he'll be fine. He's eventually walks it off. But as expected, the 2 heroes die that we knew was coming.
Wow, what a bland item. Buys a Vlad's. What a team player, this guy.
And
a Vlad's and a medallion. My god, the 9.5-minute value, dude. Holy shit.
4-0-1.
Man's unkillable.
And now we just got 2 pretty big upgrades, actually. Yeah. No, Vlad's does make a lot of sense. As you said, kind of boring, but it's understandable.
It's 4-man Dota. It's like, all right, my Tinker is going to be busy. I'm going to make it so it's like we have a 5th hero just in my inventory. Our team fight will be very good.
Mag, we're getting more information on what he's thinking about getting after the early Soul Ring Arcane Boots, and it's going to be a 4-staff for this game, so they're the one with the Clockwork. I mean, I like the idea of the hood into pipe, especially. You talked about Tinker, and that's always such a great item to have. Feels like you're just inevitably going to have to get it, so getting it sooner could be better, but yeah, 4-staff is also good.
Yeah, up against the Roar, I think and the Ice Shards, 4-staff is just going to be double good here. Someone gets roared up, you just try and force them away, stick the chase deeper, and then that kind of draws them in a lot of time, then you ravage all 5 heroes or something. Seen that happen in a game or 2. Looks like they're going to try and get a kill. Yeah, they've rotated DNZ in, so Ditchera is definitely the target here.
Shapeshift ready for Lycan. It's a matter of can they...
he saw the Tusk, though, because of this ward.
Okay.
So he shouldn't die.
Well, now he definitely knows he's here. Yeah,
he's trying to bait this in, and they're just like, how is this guy still here? Like, if he's not leaving, there's got to be other people.
Here comes that support. Wyvern's not 60 yet, but gonna go for the turn of Lycan, gonna force out a shapeshift at least. And that's not what you want to be doing if you're Lycan, using it very defensively, so it's already a minor victory for Double Dimension. Still hanging around, no Cold Embrace just yet. What do you think about that? J4 choosing not to get the value Cold Embrace point, especially against like Lycan. Right here.
Against Lycan, it's like, oh, that's weird. But then up against Tinker, it's just, I don't know. If you're in a fight with Tinker, he's just going to kill whoever your Cold Embrace almost every single time. And there is definitely more value in having a shorter cooldown on the Arctic Burn. Getting, I mean, definitely your Maximus Winter Blast anyway, so. Yeah, I think the Arctic Burn just has quite a bit of value in these engagements.
So Beastmaster, he's going to have Arcane Boots apparently as well. Some boost of mana going on
spam.
Here.
Probably just gonna, he doesn't really need upgraded boots, and then he can just use it for something later on. Probably Lotus
middle tower is
actually
attack.
okay.
There are other heroes. Jerome's finished on Shadow Fiend. So someone's looking at him. But real quickly, another note on him. He actually leveled up Call of the Wild after the Axis. He only has a 1 in Inner Beast. By the way, he has a Ravage if he wants to commit. He's going to go for it. Ravage Anchor Smash. It's not enough damage, though. Oh, no. This is going to backfire now. Mag's in trouble. Clockwork, can he finish the job? Mag goes in for the Anchor Smash. Great Forest Staff. It does come through. But now Mag is going to die for this. But you know what? At least he got what he came for.
Oh, yeah. Get out the Twitter. That's the hashtag worth. That's easy peasy. And, yeah, the Call of the Wild build is definitely interesting up against the Winter Wyvern. I'm certainly surprised, but maybe because he's not playing around with, like, a lot of his allies right now, so he doesn't feel like the value in the Inner Beast. I mean, we talked about the synergy with the Tinker, so of course you want to have those summons with him. And you get the Hawk at level 3, so it takes a while. So you could argue you kind of have to max it if you want it to be effective when Tinker's actually going to have bots blink.
Yeah.
But especially if you're having a worse game. I mean, his game was just kind of ownage.
There is an understanding. And there's not logic right there. As you said, though, I mean, he's level 12. He's going to start leveling up Inner Beast now anyway, so is it really that big of a deal in the end? Whereas he would have started leveling up Call of the Wild at this point.
Looks like it's time to Roche. At least they're thinking about it. I mean, they have the medallion and everything, but, like, they're still fighting against Clockwork. You can see the flare going right over the pit.
Scouts it out. They're still pinging the area, though. They feeling almost like they want to fake do this.
I don't think the Dire saw the... Oh, no, they would have seen the rocket over the creeps, so yeah. And they have a Hawk here, too, just spotting. So, yeah, he's going to be like, oh, shit.
Well, now they know. It's like, yeah, they got vision of me somehow, says Clockwork.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So they're
oh, he's smoked up now, so he's going to try and find a different angle. He's got time. He can do the full wrap around. But, all right, man. Yeah, they're moving the Hawk. They know.
You look at Tide. Again, no Ravage for 40 seconds. This is definitely why they're doing this in the end, too. Tiny, he jumped on the back line, so going for Beastmaster, but he's in a bad spot in no man's land. There goes Clockwork, jumping into Winter's Curse used, and you see Tusk melting away. The Requiem channel, can he get it off in time? He finally does. Shapeshift form, though, from Lycan, beating him down with the Death Ward as well. They lost Beastmaster, though, and the Tusk. Shadow Fiend the only death so far on the Radiant side, but Lycan's sticking around a little bit too long. He's going to be locked down by Tiny. Coming out of Shapeshift form at the last second, the Gush is in. Another Anchor Smash could do him in. Not enough damage initially, but now Tinker spamming that march. And Clockwork has to respect that. More rockets flying around. Oliver, though, he's being run down. One more Anchor Smash. No, enough heal to barely keep him alive, but the Gush will finally finish the job. So good chase for Mag right there. And Ditnirah, he's still looking decent. So they stop Roshan at least. They're trying to catch up to Weehaw. Mag, he jumps in. He actually has his Ravage now. He's going to use it. Yes, he is. He's going to use it. Where's the damage follow-up now? Splinter and Blast right next to Wee. There's the Cold Embrace, peeling up Mag a little bit, and now comes a Raise. Shadow Fiend's back, baby. And dealing plenty of damage. RMN, double kill. Excalibur, the clutch kills in the end. And DNZ's also going to be run down most likely. So finally, Double Dimension will come out on top of this fight, and they're going to take Roshan.
Yeah, that felt a little greedy, trying to shard the Tiny back here rather than maybe just blocking off the Tidehunter and retreating, but I guess they felt like they had to commit for the fight, and they wanted to try and like bring down both of them. But in the end, that was a super greedy Roche overall. Like, it felt like they just had time, right? With these heroes and with the lead that they have a Tinker, and you're thinking things like, okay, if we surely we shouldn't have to fight 5v5 at Roche, right? We have a Tinker, we have bots, we have a Lycan, we have a Beastmaster. Shouldn't we be able to force pressure onto a tower that is going to make it so that we get like a numbers advantage at the Roche pit no matter what? So it certainly feels like a mistake from Penta in my eyes. It just feels, I don't know, just like too rushed. Maybe just thinking we're like way stronger than them.
Ravage was on Kuna. I got to think that's the biggest key for Penta, why they felt comfortable. But as we saw, I mean, they saw Winter's Curse, which definitely has a very good, is a very good use, and we knew that going into this game. And that destroyed Tusk in the middle of the fight too. So they had reasons why they felt confident. But yeah, I still overall agree with your point that it did seem a little too desperate when they didn't need that.
And have to give credit to Milan too, as they do try and chase these guys down bottom. Arman gets spotted from the curse of the trees.
Yep.
That range.
So Oliver taking some damage, not the most damage, but more importantly, kept him in place. Milan hook shot in, shapeshift for him though. Oliver going back in, but the cold embrace. Gonna keep Milan alive. Requiem from Excalibur, he's threatening it at least. Guess who's not here? It's Tusk, who's actually being zoned out by Tiny this whole time. Up over here, and oh, another DC.
J4 having some unfortunate internet issues today.
Yeah.
I'm sure, you know, he is 100% not happy about this. Definitely do not take any negative will onto DD, guys. They are just as angry as I'm sure you are.
No puppy pauses coming out here. This is just simply a DC, and yeah, that's... Again, I will say, like, we don't know exactly when he DC'd, of course, but obviously with his positioning and everything, there's not much he was going to be able to do. Although he has a wand.
Look what he's reconnecting into right now. He's been roared. Well played. Well played.
He's like, wait a second. I don't remember leaving with this. Yeah. He's also, I believe J4 might be their captain as well. He's at least their drafter, so.
Yeah, I would assume he is the majority of the in-game calls. He's been doing it for a long time.
Well, whenever he's comfortable enough to resume here. But yeah, while this fight was breaking out, I noticed up here, Tiny was chasing down Tusk. Tusk is actually going to survive, though. Maybe distract him long enough. And J4 will go down. And now Tiny's the one that has to be careful. Oh, DNZ with the shards, but not enough. Good attempt.
Tree throw has got to be the funniest way people die now. It's so good. It's just a giant looming tree you can't do anything about. You have no mana left for the snowball. Just has to watch himself die. Man. It looks pretty good for the Radiant, though, honestly. Like, they forced the engagement, which, thanks to the clockwork, Milan's been playing very well. And that's kind of another way that clock counters Tinker in a... like, it's a different sense. Because when you're playing as this Penta team, you want to play as 4. You want to, like, force rotations bottom to give space to your Tinker. But then you just want to back away once all those rotations come in. But clockwork can stop that 4-man from just leaving. You know, he forces a fight. It didn't go, like, amazing for them. They just traded 1-for-1, but... Milan has certainly been hitting those hook shots they're looking for right now.
Some more item progress worth mentioning. Shadow Fiend, Yule's Scepter of Divinity has been finished onto him, so has his purge now and more movement speed and everything that brings. Also gives an idea of maybe how Shadow Fiend's looking to play this game. Blink BKB is his next queue up, so yeah, he's really looking to just get in there, get a good Requiem off, land some raises. RMN.
Yeah, he just destroyed him with that Blink Dagger.
I was going to say
Raw is super farmed.
Yeah,
by the way.
They have
not talked about him too much.
Yeah. Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, Shadowblade and Blink.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Not too bad. So it kind of goes back to my point with the Shadow Fiend build, how it kind of makes sense. Again, they have plenty of physical presence from the Tiny. At least that's what they're banking on.
And Boogie just juked the hook. I can't tell if he did it on purpose, but it was impressive either way. He will survive because of it. He should certainly be dead.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Tinker finally finishes the Blink, so now it's safe to say Tinker is somewhat online. That's really the big core that he's looking for of items. Top lane was being heavily pushed, but Mac, he kind of stops it by himself. He's quite the threat. He has a plate mill now. He's going Shiva's next.
Oh, excellent choice this game. Yeah. Doubling down on like all the same powers that Wyvern provides. Now through your Tidehunter too. Tons of AoE. Gonna have the slow now as well. So good against Beastmaster and Lycan.
Yeah, it does feel like it's going to be great this game. Beastmaster, speaking of him, by the way, he actually went Hooded Defiance. So he used all this early farm to instead go much more of a very team-based utility rather than the snowball-y as you're getting at, maybe take advantage of this early farm, Shadow Blade, etc. But no, instead playing more team-based with this build. Kind of wonder in hindsight.
It's like, I don't know, I guess they're playing a lot together as DD, right? They're kind of in a ball, so maybe if he went more of this ganking route, where if he had gone for like a Blink or a Shadow Blade or something, could have been ineffective. Like, there's not very many opportunities for pickoffs, so he's just trying to up their team fight, but they've still been losing in those fights. And obviously the Roche didn't pay off. That was pretty huge for them. Excalibur still has that for another minute. I feel like they need to smoke the Beastmaster and the Witch Doctor and just like try and kill someone. But it's hard. You can't kill Tide because he's gonna Kraken and survive. You just have this blob of these other heroes. Like Mag is your best hope, but he's just so mobile that it's hard to guess exactly where he's headed on the map. I guess that's the job of the Hawks, though, right?
Yeah, that's the army of Beastmaster, the Hawks specifically. That's one of the several reasons you definitely like to pick this hero, is for that vision that he brings to the table. So once again,
the go call.
There's the go call, as I don't know if that was more of a tech issue or maybe a strat pause all around, but either way, we are back. Ready to continue. Necro level 3 on Lycan is almost finished. Just needs the third pattern. He has that taken care of. But so Penta, I mean, again, they have a Tinker who's now pretty well developed. It looks like he has an Aether Lens queued up next that he's planning to go for. Bounty. But if you're Penta, it's probably more about kind of withstanding eventual push into your base for another, say, 10 minutes or so here, and then feeling comfortable, you think, or?
Yeah, I think it's just everyone is thinking about next Roche, honestly. It's like the tier 2s, we might have a fight there, but I think everyone's just kind of content to farm up a little bit. If anyone's going to go forward, you're right, it's definitely going to be double dimension. But it all counts on just picking off Weehaw. They might have a chance here if they can get the vision, but Milan does not throw the flare. And I was wondering if Weehaw was going to get the Force Staff, but Boogie stops the construction of his pipe to just straight up buy a Force, which they definitely needed.
Middle lane.
It's that kill they need.
Bait is real. The Death Ward even. They really want to make sure to take him out, and they do. So very good.
They're going to snowball.
Play right there,
you need that +1 kill.
The shards, but he hook shots to the creep. And he TPs away.
Dire's
Great
top
escape from
tower
Milan.
is under attack.
Yeah, that would have been a nice follow-up, but they got one kill at least, and it kind of came to them. In hindsight, yeah, that was a pretty greedy decision from JD Ra. He saw Witch Doctor at the tier 2 tower here, and it's like, oh, free kill. But they were ready to defend that. And they turn it.
You can see RMN too. He understands. He needs treads, and he has his raindrop. Like, that's the only way he can survive.
Oh, true.
Is to try and tank up some. Oh, no, his ward's going to get spotted. Oh, Excalibur didn't see him? I don't think. Oh, no, he saw him. Damn, just caught him with the vision. So that ward's done.
Pings it out quickly. You see he's reminding his team, guys, there's a ward there.
Radiant's bottom tower
J4 bottom lane does have that curse. Yep, he's going to use it on a Lycan. A lot of damage. Requiem channel? No, with the cask. Oh, and the cask didn't hit him, actually. The Requiem goes off. Not the most damage, though. Oliver, he's still dead. Mag gets credit. So that's that Winter's Curse coming into play. Such a great hero pickup this game for the Radiant side.
Yeah, and J4 just makes a really quick call. You know, he just pings and he just goes for it. Like, he doesn't necessarily have the backup there quite yet. You have to ensure that your team's going to, like, get those TPs in. And Ty was coming down from the shrine, but that was, like, one moment he had to cast that. And that's something that you'll often see, right? It's like, I don't know, some players just won't take a risk like that, and then they just get away, and you're like, okay, well, nothing bad happened. But
yeah,
it was a bit of an ambitious curse. Team backed him up, easy kill.
But what if
sentry value?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what?
No, there's an observer ward there with a sentry next to it.
Oh, it's an observer. Oh, my bad. I saw the sentry thing over top, but that makes way more sense.
Counter that thing.
I didn't think J4 would just walk past enemy observer ward like that. So these damn colored wards, dude. I can't get over that. Valve, please.
Dire's bottom tower
Pocket spotted there by Clockwork with the rocket flare, and they had that information that they were being seen as they're pushing bottom, but not confident enough to push the tier 2. Again, it's not the easiest when you have a Tinker. Constantly pushing you out with the march. And speaking of that, where is that pipe possibility? Tidehunter, he finished the Shivas. I mean, it has to be. Okay, well, he's going Refresher. Okay, I mean, that's great too.
He's past the pipe life. It's too late for that. It's time to get the big boy items.
I guess Clockwork could potentially go in. He's trying to finish the Spirit Vessel first, which is understandable, but not going to pipe into a Tinker on the other side. That's like kind of, you know, the reason why you're unable to push into the base, it feels like.
Dire are scanning.
It feels tough.
I mean, it is, but at the same time, he's like so farmed that he's Blink Shiva's force. Like, he can just kill Tinker if Tinker tries to do something like that, if they were like to approach a tier 2. And at the same time, by the time they're actually going high ground, it's likely that Milan will be able to afford probably a pipe, honestly. If not, the Wyvern could even think about heading that way after the Solar Crest, just because the hero can actually farm decently well. But I think overall, like, if you just get Refresher, who needs a friggin' pipe, man?
Yeah.
You're just gonna kill their whole team.
That's a good point. I mean, I guess that's another way around it. You just kill Tinker, and then all of a sudden,
smart money.
Don't have to deal with that. So.
Mag is just—he's been really good today. Like, this is such a good game. Like, he's destroying on this Tide.
He's going to run after Boogie and keep him close enough, if anything, for Shadow Fiend to get over here, deal some more damage. Yeah, see, keeping in front of him. Tinker's porting in. They know that. Now comes a Primal Roar, though, on Shadow Fiend. Boogie doing whatever he can to survive. He actually spots a Centaur. He's going to stomp them up. Tinker's here as well now. Back in. And Boogie is able to live because of that.
He's using the Hawk to block the hook.
Smart.
It's coming off cooldown now, though. But, yeah, you won't find him.
It's too far.
Radiant's top tower
Beastmaster, he can live. That was a lot of distraction right there.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Maybe allows Lycan to push out top lane a little more. He's going to finally get that tier 1 top.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Positive news.
There he goes.
For Penta, as we're down 6,000 net worth now. You look at, speaking of the breakdown of the net worth, it's top 3 all belong on the Radiant side, and it goes back to what you were just mentioning with Mag on Tidehunter, leading the way. Not often you see that at 25 minutes in. A Tidehunter.
But overall, not a big gap, honestly. It's only a little bit of gold separating each of the cores from each other, so it is a fairly even game, even though it says 6K. It's mostly in the supports where you're going to find that gap. So certainly anyone's... If anything, it almost benefits Penta in a sense. Like, the comeback gold is kind of ridiculous in these situations. I mean, you'd rather be winning in Dota. I get it. But at the same time, this is like a deceptive 6K lead. And when you have heroes like Tinker and Lycan and Beastmaster that can just, like, blow up somebody, because even though they're not that rich, like, the skills are just kind of ridiculous. Like, Inner Beast and just, you know, Lycan with a Necro 3 can kind of kill anyone.
Well, the split push as well.
Like
the split push as well is a serious threat from Penta. So, yeah, even if you win a fight, if you're double dimension, you start pushing into the tier 2, tier 3 towers, all of a sudden your base is being destroyed. Winter's Curse, by the way, unfortunately he misclicked.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real concern, honestly, when you play this hero. So many damn units.
Yeah. Well, he killed the troll, but Oliver still running after. Good blocks from Milan. And Oliver with the shapeshift wearing out goes back the other direction. So, bottom lane, they do catch. They caught the Beastmaster. You see the Requiem explosion. So they get something ultimately out of that situation there, despite the misclick. Now you have a BKB on Shadow Fiend. So it goes back to, though, Penta, again, they're still definitely in this game. So if you are DD, what is it, maybe take a Roshan and then push? Because tier 2 towers are still up across the board, actually. Do they just need to find the pick on Tinker? Is that the key?
Tinker for sure, and as like Roche, I think for sure it's what everyone's playing around right now. If they get an aggressive stance in the Roche pit, it's really hard for Penta, I think, to fight into it. Like, you would think it would be good because you just like march over it or something, but you have this Clockwork, and Milan will find that Tinker. And Tinker doesn't have a save himself. He has not built that Force Staff. You could say it's even a big green.
Radiant's top tower is under
two
attack.
more kills here. Oh, okay, they did draw though.
Yeah. Tinker coming in, speaking of him. Able to apply the damage. And actually, DNZ going to survive for now, because now J4 is the one that has to be careful. Hasn't called Embrace, but we know with all the magic damage, that might just ultimately set up the kill on him. The shard blocked the rocket. Yeah, Cold Embrace will barely help keep him alive in the end. Meanwhile, middle lane, while that's all going on, that was a Ravage use, by the way, to take out Lycan in the middle.
Oh,
so
that's worth. They used the hook shot, too.
Yeah. Can't really do a Roshan with the Ravage threat necessarily, but still, Lycan's dead for 40. But yeah, Tinker, as usual, kind of in these Tinker games, he's been somewhat quiet as far as his impact. But we saw right there at the bottom lane, it's starting to shine a little bit. And you mentioned the Ags is almost finished, in fact. for
I
him,
really
too.
thought
Incoming.
he would have a bigger impact in the early game, especially with how well Boogie's game went. But Weehaw was really underfarmed. Like, he just did not get any space in the lane. He was constantly dual lane the entire time. And then
Radiant's
he
bottom tower
felt the pressure to
is under
show
attack.
up to some fights, I think, before he was
Radiant's
ready.
bottom tower has
So, like, he's
fallen.
coming into fights before Blink Dagger a lot. Like, his Blink Dagger came at 19 minutes, and he was probably in, like, 3 or 4 fights before that didn't really go that well for Penta.
Yeah.
Or at least he didn't pick up enough of the kills, right? Because he's only 1, 4, and 3. Had he, you know, if he's in some of those fights and he picks up, like, a triple kill or something, then that Blink Dagger could have been a lot faster. DNZ, is he okay? Yeah, he's good.
Blinking 2, though. Nope. The rocket hits. And put Tinker there. It'll deter them once again from chasing. But yeah, Max is coming. So has that to look forward to now. Mag,
Ditcher had that really fast build-up where he just got in that Blink the Shadow Blade, but he took a long time getting into the Butterfly. But what an item this game.
yeah.
Against the Beastmaster, the Lycan. Not very effective against the Tinker, but it's the survivability as well as like the move speed that got removed from Grow. This is actually a really cool choice from Ditcher. It's
Radiant's
like a more
bottom
expensive
tower is
S and
under
Y
attack.
essentially for him this game
Dire's
that
middle tower
offers
is
like
under
way
attack.
better benefits. Because
DNZ
Radiant's
overstepping a little
structures
bit.
are fortified.
He's going to have the tough snowball, but there is a shrine, but he might as well not pop that.
they're on their racks though, and Clock has no TP, so he can't come.
This is what we're talking
Wyvern
about.
has no TP, so he can't come.
Oh, no.
Wyvern, please.
Without Wyvern,
Oh, you're
that's
gonna
huge.
lose melees.
BKB, he's going to go for the Requiem. Oliver on the Shadow Fiend. He's trying to finish off the melee racks. He cannot. He'll die before. However, the Death Ward should be able to take a tiny. The rocket to secure it. If anything, Maledic takes him down. Weehaw running back now, though. Mag will love to finish him off. Does he have a Ravage coming up in 6 seconds? If they hang around long enough. Excalibur, though, still in the backlines. The Winter's Curse in the last second, helping to keep alive at the time being. Weehaw, he will be able to TP away. Ravage is now ready. He's just a screw it. Might as well use it. He takes out BM as well as the Witch Doctor. So, yeah, that was tough. But they finally get back there.
I mean, they had wards. They saw Wyvern had no TP. They saw Clock had no TP. I feel like they didn't play aggressively enough with the rest of the heroes. Everyone else was just like hanging out outside the base. Maybe they weren't 100% sure on the timing of Ravage, as Weehaw gets a sick cleanup and ends an 8 kill streak. This game just changed. That's a lot of gold.
That's 1,100 gold for one hero. On the best hero on the dark side.
That is like worst case scenario right now for DD. But like honestly, that melee Rax was down like 100 HP. Even if Beastmaster was just in range for the aura, that thing would have been dead. So playing a bit too cautiously. I mean, if you know you're gonna die anyway, like what the hell are the chances you get out after that anyway with just Lycan on the high ground, right? I feel like everyone's dead anyway. There was still a shrine in behind. They have a Clockwork. They have a Wyvern. You're probably dead, but at least you could have got the melees.
Middle lane, Weehaw, did he overextend? It looks like it. No, the hook shot, but he got the heals off at the last second. Not going to matter. He goes down right there, so yes, he did is the answer. DNC, snowball up, going in. Milan, Cold Embrace will save him for now. Ditney jumps in, joins the party. Shapeshift form, though, from Oliver, dealing plenty of damage, but has to respect the return coming out, especially from Ditney. The Cogs also blocking in the backline. Proper Roar locking out Shadow Fiend, but the Winter's Curse once again going to save Excalibur for the split second. He yields up, maybe the blink. No, can't use it in time. Cold Embrace will keep him alive a little bit longer. The magic damage, though, it's too much. He goes down shortly after. J4 now.
Oh, they're so low.
He's
Weehaw's
hiding.
buyback is not going to be that worth it. Unless they can figure out that J4 is there with the amulet, but looks
Nope.
like they can't. Alright, so it will secure Roche, but that is a little painful. That's like that. Like he just lost 1,689 gold for that buyback.
Basically
which
that
kinda
kill on
negates
Tide
that
Hunter.
kill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle
Well,
tower is under attack.
yeah, they don't have enough presence to really just do a Roshan because, like, maybe if they kill a Roshan, then sure, but it's just still too scary.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
As Shadow Fiend's still dead for another 50 seconds, though.
Yeah, they're gonna try and smoke and get a good kill with it instead. Tide is the dream, 100%, I think.
Double Ravage, it's coming. He actually has the pattern purchased.
Alright, the
Needs
blink
to be
is ready on
delivered.
the beast. Let's see if Boogie's fast enough. He knows he's there.
Mag.
Boogie goes to the Hawk, still can't see him.
Uh-oh, it's going to be deactivated. He's in trouble. Yep, Cold Embrace hits it for now. J4, though, he's going to get caught by the roar. And now Mag is
It's not even
also
worth roaring, Mag.
going to be dead too, yeah. Well, he gets the refresher, but now Roshan should be a lot more appealing, yeah.
If his Wyvern doesn't have buyback, so I think if Wyvern had buyback, he would buy back too and not buy the refresher. But Without Wyvern, they can't win this fight. They also know they take Roche extremely quickly, so it could be a risk out. Oh, Clockwork! Milan!
No. He tried.
That was really close.
She was.
Think about all the summons. How the hell did he even get in there? You have Lycan, you have Beastmaster.
Found the crack, man, just barely. They're going to smoke up even, though, as they push out middle lane, hoping to catch either the Shadow Fiend or the Tiny, but they're both bot him, so they might as well just push tier 2. And
really trying to keep the chain feed going.
Yeah.
Very aggressive stand. Oh, and great smoke though. Like this is one of those big things to support. If it's daytime and you can smoke up and use that to put high ground wards, so advantageous for your team, especially with a Tinker.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Our man running in, gonna catch J4. Nope, he clever camp. He puts the Winter's Curse up actually
that
on a
cast!
Tusk, as well as the Requiem. No, it's gonna be stopped though. He got stopped. He has a BKB up, but there's so much physical damage. The Cold Embrace will take care of that, so he's gonna survive for now. But off goes the BKB, and Weehaw's like, gotcha. He ends up dying. He buys back, but Shadow Fiend buyback not the best. Tiny. He'll end up falling. The Rax bottom lane, though. There's a buyback on Tiny. Melee Rax will fall, and Penta's taking the lead. Big time. Double Ravage is ready, by the way. Here we go. He jumps in. He's going to go for one. Not even just yet. Oliver, the Aegis is spent. Boogie. War Staff in 5 seconds. There's one Ravage. It was before Lycan was up, though. He does have a second one, remember. Boogie's trying to live. Oliver's just going into the base. He ends up dying, and Boogie, too, is going to get caught and dies.
I would say mistakes on the calls this game for Penta. Like, it's just, I don't know. Obviously, that was a good call, taking the bottom racks. But once the buyback from the Tiny comes out, I'm really surprised they tried to rotate back mid. I mean, at least they got a bunch of buybacks, you could say. But, like, Clock was just respawning, you know? And, like, he has Hookshot, obviously. He's been dead for so long. So there was no way Lycan or Beastmaster were going to get out of that one. At least it's highly unlikely. But, I mean, it's nerves, right? This is a qualifier. You have to win here. It's kind of this crazy, hectic game, and, like, you're killing them, and they're all buying back, and it's hard to keep track of who's up and who's not.
Yeah.
And overall, it's still a win for them. I mean, they're up 3K gold. I'm not trying to harp them to death, but it just feels like they're missing a little bit of that, like, crispness to really cement themselves back in this game, and those are the kind of cracks that Double Dimension are abusing right now.
It goes back to, yeah, this is not the cleanest game of Dota by either team right now, but again, a mix of entertaining but also understandable, as you pointed out. There is quite a bit on the line, and they are in a bit of a panic mode on either side. But yes, big picture, Penta still on top. Tinker, he's feeling pretty good, taking the net worth quite a bit, and he's still continuing to be up there. And so we're getting to a point now where, yes, Tidehunter being on top of the net worth for Double Dimension is fun and all, but it gets to a point where it's like, is that a bad thing, right? Like, where the cores and Shadow Fiend and Tiny continue to be behind him.
Yeah, it's like, where's my SF? Like, what's going on in this game? But, you know, he had that early BKB. He's being roared up and controlled a lot. They're focusing him during the engagements. He tries to Requiem, and every time he just gets roared. So they've done a very good job of holding that from Boogie. And Ditcheraw, I don't know what happened to him, honestly. I guess, like, the Butterfly, they didn't win a lot of fights right after that. And now he's get him to another big item. A lot of the farm is being taken by, honestly, Mag, right? Like, this guy's farming more than usual. Ditcheraw's almost the offlaner with the Blink Shadowblade build.
That's where it goes back to me where, yeah, the physical damage right now for this Radiant side, it's a lot on the Tiny. Again, we already talked about the build that Excalibur went for. This is much more of the Dream Requiems, the raises. You know, he went the 10 Spell Amp, of course, level 10, the 150 Shadow Raise damage at level 20, so understandable across the board. But yeah, as the game gets later on here, usually you like to have much more of that physical presence. And again, Tiny's the only one that's necessarily doing a threatening amount at least.
I feel like he's going to have a pretty low hero damage at the end of this game, too. Like,
Tiny, yeah.
Because, like, I don't know, he's so slow. Like, he's having a really hard time post the initial burst, getting a lot done during these fights. Like, he's just 330 is just so slow. Look at this Witch Doctor, dude. This Witch Doctor's 380 moves speed. Dota is, like, broken right now. Everyone's so fast. Like, Tiny's probably the slowest player in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he is. Because he has treads, and then he's a Tiny. So, like, he didn't go phase boots. And yeah, he's kind of mobile, and he has like the flutter to try and help him out, but look at him just like lumber everywhere. Like, no wonder he doesn't have a lot of farm. Every time he gets somewhere, Tide's already killed the camp. Like, twice as fast, though. These ridiculous move speed
and then you have Shadow Fiend, yeah, 540 movement speed. Yeah. Zipping around the map.
Speaking of Shadow Fiend, he is almost up to that 40% cooldown reduction, which I assume he's going to go for this game.
I wanted to talk about that because, usually I would agree, but we just got finished talking about how their physical presence is really
Radiant's
lacking.
bottom shrine is under
Dude,
attack.
does he maybe need the 3 damage per soul talent because of that?
It's a lot of damage, but he also has like the Yule's cooldown, the
Radiant's
Blink
bottom
cooldown, the
shrine has
BKB
fallen.
cooldown, and then if he gets a Lincoln Sphere, that cooldown too. And theoretically, if he actually gets this Lincoln Sphere, he should have an easier time actually doing things in fights that, with all those cooldowns, that should be helpful. But there probably could be an argument for the damage.
Yeah.
I feel like the BKB is just so important that, especially with like the new way that it works with like the 70 seconds, I might go with that. But we'll have to see exactly what
We
Excalibur
will.
thinks.
40% cooldown reduction is a great amount, and with all the activatable items, it's hard to pass it up for sure. Speaking of that, 25s are here for several heroes. We talked about Shadow Fiend. Tiny's almost here as well. And that 3 toss charge, I think, is what we usually should expect to see on him. And then, what about, Tidehunter? Yeah, what does he get? 25% CDR or 250 damage. I mean, it's more damage.
His build is so good for 25% cooldown reduction.
It
Holy
is.
shit. I mean, it usually is for Tide anyway, but like he already has the Shivas, he has the Refresher, and of course he's Ravaging. That's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
But the 250 someday we'll get there.
25.
And hey, it only took 40 minutes, but that pipe is coming out on Tide.
Okay. Now he's deciding. All right, yeah. Tinker's a little bit out of hand now.
Dire are scanning.
Maybe they need it.
Radiant's top
Beastmaster is almost
shrine
level
is under
25 as
attack.
well. Girl, that we don't get to see a lot get 25, but Inner-Beast attack speed or the 2 Hawk summon. When you're playing on the aggressive now, it feels like the
Radiant's
attack
top
speed's
shrine
probably the
has
better
fallen.
choice.
Yeah.
But I can see the Hawks being useful if maybe you're playing behind.
Radiant's
All right,
top
Breaky, it's
tower
time
is
for
under
bold
attack.
predictions right now. Who's gonna win this game?
Radiant's
we
top
gotta
tower
figure
is
this
fallen.
out. Oh, this
here's
is a good
the start. They can't like it off the bat. They can't though. Oliver, he's too fast now with the shapeshift. Boogie helping things out with the roar in the backlands, but Milani still catches him, as well as a Winter's Curse to lock down Boogie, but Oliver's still alive. They might kill Boogie in the end on Beastmaster, but that's not the target they even started on. Armin also coming in late. He too is most likely going to fall, but considering that jump in the first place, and look at the rocket spam from Weehaw. Meanwhile, so much damage across the board on the Radiant Heroes. They have to be wary of that themselves. So they
Get their
lose
gem,
2.
though.
They did get the gem? Okay.
Yeah, so they'll have 2 now. Although they are just leaving it. There we go. All right, Weehaw's still here.
He has an
Playing
arcane
very
ring.
Radiant's
bold.
bottom
Arcane
barracks
ring, no
are under
wonder.
attack.
Yeah.
Active that whole time.
All right, well, you get to cheat a little bit. Do you think the Radiant will win now?
I
Radiant's
mean, if I
bottom
had to make a
barracks
bold
are
decision
under
right at this,
attack.
I think Penta for sure. Like,
Think so?
yeah, they're
You
split
like
push.
you
if
liking this whole
anything.
idea? Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be too much, but it's definitely going to be a great finish. I mean, and kind of as we hope for, right, with the game number 3 especially, and so much on the line. But maybe with the big Winter's Curse that catches them from
So
day
I'm
4.
thinking like, at this point, Ditchiraw, he's hit the 25. He's got his BKB. Although he's really slow, he's having a hard time dishing out damage. I feel like it is hard for them to kill him.
Okay.
Unless he's out here completely alone.
So you were saying?
Well, I mean, that doesn't count, does it? 100% alone team? That was a little aggressive.
That was so
I'll
on
give you that.
cue. I love it. Remember when that hero was really
Caster
hard
Curse
to kill?
is very real,
It is-
guys.
It's a very real thing. And he has no buy. That's a
Smart
dieback, by
money.
the way, on him, too. He had 15 seconds remaining before his buyback was ready.
And in my defense, you know, I pointed out the BKB that was, I think it was on cooldown still, so. You know, if that was up, they can't just blow him up like that, right? There's a chance for the save. But yeah, that was very timely. That's whew, you're welcome, guys. Everyone needs a good laugh now and then. And sadly, Ditchiraw won't be getting one out of that, I'm sure.
No, he's not too amused by that. But Roshan, third Roshan is ready. Refresher shot, of course, always important. There's both sides definitely have some key abilities that they would like it for. More so for the Radiant side, really, but that's not going to happen. It's going to be a dire kill. Rocket, they see it, and it's dead. So does Boogie get the Refresher? Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to him for the Primal Roars.
Oh, don't you give it to Tinker? Is that... Someday. Someone will do that.
Love that joke.
It will be grand. But yeah, denying maybe even more important, just to take it away from the Tidehunter to have the old triple Ravage.
Ravage. Oh, great curse. Beastmaster's dead, so that's what we're talking about. Maybe with the big curse. That could change some things. The Walrus Punch, though, will stop the Requiem. Oliver, however, in a bad spot as out comes the Ravage. He's going to pop the Aegis. He does have Shapeshifter when he comes
Daddy's
back up.
here, though.
Beastmaster bought back, and Daddy, a.k.a. Weehaw, spamming the rockets, the machines, the lasers, everything. Throwing the whole arsenal at them. Ravage is off cooldown, but Tidehunter's dead. And last I checked, you can't use that ability when you're dead.
Maybe in the next patch, you know. Every 2 weeks, things can change.
Melee racks down, and this could be the beginning of the end now in favor of Penta. I mean, without a Ravage threat, Penta's not nearly as concerned. Curse is still going to be on cooldown for another 38 seconds as well. Boogie just pops the BKB going in aggressive. He has his Refresher Shard still, by the way, so that's why he was so aggressive with it.
Yeah, he missed out on the Lincolns a little bit. I think he might have thought it was either down or didn't notice it. Oh, there's a grab on the Weehaw.
Yeah, there's the backlines. Requiem going off as well. Excalibur needing to fall back now, though, but they do kill Tinker. Tinker and Tusk buyback immediately, so a great jump, but the buyback's coming out. Penta's all in for this finishing push right here, and it very likely will work out. Tiny is also going to be locked in. Another Proper War, finally another buyback on him. It's just back and forth, but Lycan just beating down the racks. Needs the middle rack still to claim the Mega Creeps. As Winter's Curse is back up now. We'll see if that comes into play. Link is going to be popping Shadow Fiend. The Golden Embrace saving Winter Wyvern for now. Can he get a good curse off right here? DNC in his face. They lose the Shadow Fiend. G4 running in. No, he cannot. Weehaw snipes him out with the Dagon's Ultra kill for Wee. Will he get yet another Rampage right here to finish the game? Weehaw's going to die. He's dead for 128 seconds. No buyback. Mega Creeps have spawned, but Double Dimension, they could go all in here themselves.
Feels like it's the only hope. But I don't even know if they have the tools left to do it. Boogie, this is his buyback too, right?
Yep,
yes,
it is.
So this would be huge. DNC's trying to save him. Not going to happen. Now uh-oh.
If they lose
Right,
DNC
he'll
as
be
well.
Oh, they have the
got
ward.
Curse got him. Ward spots him. They're going to lose DNC most. Oh, vision. No vision.
Oh, no.
Well,
Oops.
he's fine, I guess, but
All right, the YOLO flare.
They know he's there, but yeah, he's going to flare. Yeah, it's not even close. Hook shot. Gets vision of him.
Oh, he might see him.
Yep, got him.
Hello.
Bounty Rune Greed. And that's a dieback on him now.
Can they? 70 seconds? Are there bots? Have they lost?
I mean, Lycan's up. No. Do they really have enough
this
damage?
This is a long time.
You're all right.
I mean, they're going throne for sure, right?
Oh, of course. You go right through the mid here. And they do have a Ravage. They do have 2 Ravages, actually.
50 seconds? This is 2 heroes.
Look at Lycan.
I mean, Lycan has to try a rat. There is definite potential here. Oh, a DD rune goes missed by both teams. It's 46 minutes that it spawns.
Lycan stopped
I mean, they're going for it.
Wyvern's coming back. Here we go. This is going to be the final push for sure. Lycan's going to take out tier 4. Wyvern's running back. Can he maybe get a big curse to take out Lycan? That would be huge. He's splitting up, though.
Curse, though.
Yeah, with the curse BKB as in jumps on Tidehunter. Meanwhile, back to the middle lane over here. They kill tier 4 themselves. So Tidehunter trying to assist. Lycan all in with the BKB. Ravage, though. Ravage going to be used. And Lycan in trouble. Has a second Ravage if he needs it right here. He might need to. Winter's Curse on him. Doing a little bit of damage, delaying this as well. Back to the Dire base. You see the second tier 4 still alive. Can they kill Lycan? It looks like they are. Lycan's dead. Double Dimension just might be doing it, but back at the base, Armen is going to try to delay as much as possible. He's going to go down. The tier 4 is dead. The Radiant base, the Wolves are still killing it. They need to kill those freaking Wolves. The Shivas use everything. Lycan's back in right here. Back to the Dire one. Trying to finish it off. He's getting distracted now. Back over here. The Radiant Ancient, it's going to fall. Penta will take it. GG, well played.
Oh, Weehaw was about to die back in the base. The very last second. What a play to get back in there from the Lycan. My God, I can't believe Oliver saved that one. I actually thought they just lost.
Oh my gosh, that is the most epic finish I've ever been a part of casting. That's for sure. When it comes to it literally can't get closer, right? Like
it kind of snuck up there too.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, have they lost?
That Dire Ancient, that had to be like at 40% life or something like that, even less. I would be curious to check the replay to be sure, but I was just bouncing back and forth, and yeah, the buyback on Lycan to close it out. Crazy.
All right. Whew, well, I think we have a best of 5 after this now.
We do. That's right. I think Penta wouldn't mind a break, though. So we'll get one as well, but boy, oh boy. I mean, to be fair, in the end, the team that was winning that late game there does win it, but man, the fact that Double Dimension actually had a chance, had a realistic shot, and I don't think they could have done anything differently, to be fair, in the very end. That was just a matter of Penta just too much.
Well, especially because, harping on them a little bit, I'll admit, in terms of a lot of their mid-game calls, late-game calls, it was so chaotic. It's hard to get everything perfectly coordinated. I felt like J4 might have had a better handle in a lot of those situations. It just kind of seemed like he was doing a great job on this Chen, despite all the various disconnects, and then on the Wyvern too. But when it really counted, Penta made all the right calls. Even with those buybacks and the diebacks, Oliver getting back in there, closing that one out. Extremely close. Maybe it was a bit hectic, but they won. In the end, that is actually turns out all that matters.
That's what matters. They get the W, and Penta's going on. Double Dimension, a bit of a heartbreaker for sure, but they're going to come up short here in the lower bracket final. So, but congratulations to Penta. Again, only one team ultimately advancing on to the main event. They're going to get their shot at it against the final tribe. It's going to be a best of 5 again. We are going to go on a short break right here. The default time was actually set to happen in about 5 minutes, but obviously I wouldn't be surprised if we have a good 10-15 minute break here, and then looking to jump into that one. But whew, we'll catch our breath. I'm sure you guys need it as well. We got our next series, though. The final tribe versus Penta Sports. Best of 5. Winner goes to GESC Indonesia. Trent, you think you're ready for that?
I am so ready. I am good to go. I'm ready to watch some excellent Dota. I haven't got to cast Final Tribe since Captain's Draft qualifiers, and I can tell they have improved immensely.
Oh, yeah.
So I am looking forward to seeing what Aaron and the boys have in store for us.
I'm looking forward to it as well. Hopefully you guys are. Definitely want to tune in. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes from now. Game number 1 of that series, Penta versus the Final Tribe, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm here once again.